video, I'm going to tell you the top frugal tips that I use that changed our life. After we had our first kiddo, we were over $35,000 in debt, and I decided to quit my job in order to be able to stay home with him full time. This slashed our household income in almost half, and I knew in order to make up for this lost income, I had to find a way. I wanted to be able to make up for the lost income and to pay off all that debt that we had. What I did was dive deep into the world of frugal living and found ways to cut our expenses. Doing all these techniques that I'm about to tell you, we were able to pay off all of our debts plus save up an emergency fund in only 8 months, even with the lost income. Now that we are debt free, I still use all of the techniques that I used to use back then. That's because they have become a habit. Number one is to still have fun. Being frugal doesn't mean that you don't have to have fun. Always make sure that you're having adventures. Just maybe find a more frugal and cheaper way to do these adventures. For me, I like to go onto some of my hiking apps and find new and unique places to go hiking, or I like to go on Google Maps and I like to find new playgrounds within an hour radius of where we live and go explore those new playgrounds. Remember that your kids and your family just want to create memories. They don't need stuff. They don't need an expensive 3-day weekend at an amusement park. They just want to create fun and new memories with you. So make sure you're still having fun even while you're being frugal. Number two, there's a saying that goes, you are the average of the 5 people that you hang out with most. So make sure you are finding your frugal tribe. It makes it a lot easier and a lot more fun to have a tribe of people around you with the same mindset. Number three, it was really a huge one for us. It saves us a ton of money, especially when you add it up within a year, and that is to reuse as many things as possible. Let me give you a few examples of some of the stuff that we reuse. We reuse reusable paper towels, we use reusable baggies, we have reusable sponges, and we even use spaghetti jars as our daily glasses. Once you start thinking outside of the box of the things that you can reuse, you're going to be amazed at the things you don't have to buy because you can just reuse something you already have. Number four, let's look at the definition of frugal living. Frugal living is simply assigning a purpose to every single cent that you have. And the only way you can do this is to have a budget. And I know we all glaze over in boredom when the word budget comes along, but let me show you the very simple system that I use to budget with. The first thing I do is get a visual calendar. I have this normally printed out, but because I want to show you my screenshot, I just have this one right on the computer. And then I write in the dates that everything is due. So for the sake of this, I just added in and made up some dates. So mortgage is due on the 1st. These are all the bills, sports dues that you might have. And then in green or in a different color, I always do things that aren't bills, but are going to be expenses for. This is where things get really, fun. So I have this sheet that I created, and you can get a free copy of it as well. And it just simplifies budget just to its basics. You can do it with 1 pay period, 2 pay periods, 3 pay periods, and I'll add a 4th pay period so you can have 4 blocks. And we're just going to use the 2 pay period just for this example. So you put how much you get for one income, and then it'll give you the total for your pay period. Then you just plug in all of the bills due within that first pay period. And you can even put on your calendar the days that you get paid, and that would be your pay period. So say your mortgage is $1,200, and this is where it gets really fun, is it just changes all of the numbers for you. So this is your flexible spending, like your groceries, your gas, your allowances. Those are things that aren't due on a specific date. These are the things that are due on the specific date. Then it's going to tell you what the total is for all your bills, and then what the total is after you add in your income. Now, say you have an income of, $2,500 that you're getting paid for that pay period. Then you can see how everything changes, what's left, and then the money even carries on to the next pay period. So you're going to see how much income you have, how much is currently in your account, because that's important. You want to know how much is currently in your account. You have to take that into consideration. And then it adds the total for you. For the budget, I'll give you the link to the budget sheet will be below, and I will also add it so there are 2 or 3 different incomes, and then on the bottom you have a choice between 1 pay period, say they get paid once a month, 2 pay periods, 3 pay periods, and 4 pay periods. Number 5 has to do with one of my favorite quotes, and that is, a small leak can sink a great ship. And what this means is that small little expenses can add up, and this philosophy has literally saved us thousands throughout the year. What I'm talking about mostly is little subscription services that you don't even know that you signed up for, for, they really add up. I'm talking Hulu, Netflix, XP boxes, tons of things. One of the things that I like to use to make sure that my ship is not sinking through those small leaks is a app called Frugal. This is not sponsored by Frugal at all, but what Frugal will do is look through all of your accounts and it shows you what subscriptions that you have that you don't even know you have, and it'll cancel them for you. Tips 6, 7, and 8 are going to take 15 minutes of your time, and it's going to save you hundreds this month. The first one is to call your insurance company. Call them right now. Call your homeowners and your car insurance and say, I would like a better rate. What can you do to save me money? And if they cannot save you money or lower your rate, then call 3 other insurance companies and see what they can do for you. Doing this technique, I do it every 6 months, literally saves me hundreds per month. The next one is to cut cable. Like cut cable as of yesterday. Here is a huge list of places where you can get free TV shows and free movies. Number 8 is to go with a discounted phone carrier. I personally am with Page Plus. They use the Verizon networks, so my coverage is the same as it would be if I was with Verizon. The difference between Verizon or some of the national carriers and the discounted carriers is they don't have a physical building, so they don't have the overhead of maintaining a physical building. Everything is done online, so they pass off that savings to you. Next is to use a cashback app. I probably have 30 different ones that you could use, but my recommendation is to use 2 or 3 cashback apps regularly, all the time, all year long. If you try to use too many, it gets overwhelming and then you give up. If you narrow it down to 2 or 3, it's super easy to keep up with. My favorites are Fetch Rewards, Ibotta, and Checkout 51. I will leave a link below and I will pin it to the first comments of the list of 30 or so that I highly recommend. Again, just pick a bunch, try them, figure out which ones you like the best, and stick with those. 10, stop buying cleaning products. Just make them yourself. They are better for your health, they're better for the environment, and they are way lower cost. I'm going to leave you the recipes of my favorite homemade cleaning products. The link will be in the description box below and will be pinned to the first comment. Number 11 is really going to surprise you, and it's something that I really emphasize in my new course, Change Your Money, Change Your Life, where I teach people how to change their money so that it will change your life, and that is to make sure that you're spending money on you and you alone. Being frugal is a lifestyle. It is not a fad. It's not something you're going to do for a couple weeks and then you're just going to stop doing it. And if you never spend money on yourself, on the things that you and only you want, then you're going to get burnt out really, really fast. So I recommend every month or every pay period you take as much money as you can and you set it aside to buy yourself something nice, something that's actually frivolous, like a candle or a special coffee or a new outfit, but it's something only you and you yourself are going to enjoy. It's okay to buy stuff for yourself. I know as a mom, we sometimes put ourselves last on the totem pole. I am guilty of that all the time. But when it comes to being frugal, it's very important that you take some money, set it aside, and spend it on you and you alone. Number 12, if you have kids, make sure that you are making them responsible for the things that they want. No more going to the store and buying them a candy bar if they are good. No more paying for everything and the most expensive sports equipment. Make them financially responsible for the things that they want. There is no negative side to that. Number 13 is one that I never hear anyone talking about, yet when I dove deep into it, it significantly changed our life, and that is to make sure that you have a healthy money mindset. What is a money mindset? That is your unique beliefs and attitude toward money. Now, to see what your money mindset is, I have linked a quiz below and some other worksheets below that you might find interesting. 14 is that you need to define your why. Why are you doing this? I will link a video if you're interested in trying to find your real why, your true why that you don't even know exists. This is going to be the fuel to your fire when you just don't feel like being frugal anymore. Number 15 is to make more money. This can be either selling all the stuff that you don't need or finding a side hustle or maybe even finding a second job. Again, I'm going to leave a link below of 25 different side hustles that you can do. Even if you are a stay-at-home mom, there's always a way that you can make a little bit extra income. A little bit of extra income will go a long way. Number 16 is to adopt the motto that everything in my space wants something from me. And do I want to give that item my time, my money, and in my space. So just think about it. This light is using energy. It's asking something from me. These are asking me to dust it. Do I want to give that time and energy into taking care of dusting these plants? So before I buy anything, I always ask myself and think about, do I want to give this item my time, my money, my energy, any of my resources? Number 17, if you are going to buy an item that is $100 or more, check out raise.com and eBay and buy a discounted gift card from the store that you're going to buy that item at. Also, if you're going to buy any item that is $100 or more, wait 24 to 48 hours before you buy that item. A lot of times, if you wait that time period, you will figure out that maybe you don't need that item and there is an alternative thing that you can use instead. Number 19, pay off debt. Paying off all of our debt changed our lives in ways I can't even explain. It saves us thousands of dollars. I'm not going to go into big detail. Just if you want to be frugal, make paying off debt a big priority. Tips 20 through 24 are all kind of related, and they have to do with grocery shopping and going into stores. So number 20, everyone wants to know, how do I cut down on groceries? And I literally could do like 18 videos on this, but I'm trying to keep this concise. So I'm going to say as little as possible and just keep it to bullet points. So number 20 is to simplify your meals. Simplify your meals. Use as few ingredients as possible. 21 is to try to only grocery shop at discounted grocery stores like Aldi, except for some of the name brand items at discounted grocery stores are more expensive than at the big box stores. For example, goldfish at Aldi's is twice as much as it is at Wegmans. So for most of your items, buy them at a discounted grocery store, but for the name brand items, go to a big box store. And that goes into my next tip is know the price of items. The only way you know if you're getting a good deal is if you know the normal price of the item. 23 is to make sure you go into stores physically as little as possible. The more you go into a store, the more you're going to buy things. Just think about it. How often do you go into a store and not buy a single thing? I grocery shop 2 to 1 time a month. And the next one is to always use cash. As we know, the using cash triggers the pain part of your brain in a different way than using even your debit card or, of course, a credit card. Never use a credit card. And number 25, if you buy things online and make it more difficult for yourself, specifically Amazon, I'm very guilty of this, take your credit card off of the automatic checkout process so that you actually have to physically type it in every single time. The easier it is to buy things online, the more you're going to spend online. And bonus tip number 26 is always realize that time is money. When I started my frugal journey, I would spend 2 hours saving $1. Realize that time is money. And if it takes you a significant amount of time to save 50 cents, it may not be worth it to save that 50 cents. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please share this video with a friend if you want to support my channel. I love you guys so much. Go out and do something nice for somebody, and just go and check me out on Instagram right here. You might also like these other videos right here. Love you guys. Bye.